Joe Leigh here, 4 seconds out, with Olympic silver medalist. Show them, show them. Ben Whittaker, got 2 bits of silver on you. Flash the left wrist. Which one do you think's worth more?
Well, this is a sentimental piece, but this is the flexing piece.
I was actually thinking that on the way up because I don't know how much they're worth. Obviously, gold, silver, bronze. I don't know if Tokyo make it different to London and all of that, but yeah, interesting. Do you reckon the medal?
You know what? It's got a bit of weight to it, but I don't know. I might have to take it to the scrap man, see what I can get.
Get a watch on both wrists. Loving it. All right, so let's get into it then. Obviously, we're outside your local club from Darlaston, Wolverhampton. And we've literally just set this interview up. Someone's come and asked for a photo of from you. Talk to me about what the last week's been like since winning that silver medal.
Yeah, it's been crazy, to be honest. But like I said, I'm outside my local club. And I did it for them as well as me, really. Like I said in all my interviews, West Midlands, I'm trying to put them on a map. Wolverhampton, Darlaston lad. Like you said, seeing people, the kids and that, taking photos of me, I'm doing something right.
Flash the hair quickly as well. Loving it. It's Ben Whittaker, man. It's Ben Whittaker season. Exactly. So let's get into Tokyo. Let's start off with everything. Obviously, you got there. When did you get there? How long before? And what was sort of the support like out there? Obviously, you were in like bubbles and things. Talk to me about the experience outside of boxing, really.
Yeah, so it was a bit of a mad one. So we got there like the end of June, start of July. Went out there, little prep camp. We brought our sparring partners like the GB number 2s and 3s, sparring with those. So it was a bit of a mad one. You're in the hotel with runners, swimmers, hockey, every type of sport. So it's a bit different from boxing, where you're representing Great Britain. So you have to do a little smile and all that type of stuff. But what an experience it was. And then from there, we went into the village. And then pretty much it was a bit like a prison. Everyone was like, I bet you loved it. But pretty much, with this COVID, you couldn't do much. But was there for the job. And at the end of the day, I brought this back. So it was a good little experience.
And it must have been strange because obviously, I was speaking to your dad, and he's brought you up into boxing. He used to do boxing himself. He must have been taking you to early morning sessions, late sessions from when you were very young. And the fact that he couldn't have gone out there to support you must have been hard for him. What was it like not having your friends and family?
Yeah, it's a bit gutting really, because the Olympics is one of those things where you want your family there. You're doing it for them.
Once in a lifetime.
Exactly, man. But at the end of the day, they could see me on TV. And not only that, being an amateur boxer, you go to these worlds and Europeans in like the middle of nowhere, no fans, all you got is your teammates. So it was one of those things. I'm used to it. It was a bit nice for the family, but to me, I'm a boxer and you got to get on with what the job's in hand, really.
Was it a blessing in disguise, just so there was kind of no distractions, so you didn't have to like say they're in the crowd when you're fighting, and it kind of takes you off track a little?
100%. Like I said, when my dad and that there, get all emotion, it could have played dividends and things. But like I said, me and my dad have been together since kids, so we're good. And him being in the crowd could have pushed me on a little bit more. But like I said, I've been on GB 4 or 5 years now, and I've been going to all these shows with nobody there. So I'm so used to it. It didn't really matter. It was just a sparring session, really.
And you've just said you've been going to shows where no one's really there. What can we expect next? Because obviously the Commonwealth Games is in Birmingham, but the likelihood is you're going to be turning pro. Are you thinking the next fight you have is going to be a lot of fans? Not to name promoters, but you know, Eddie Hearn's probably at the top of that list at the moment.
Yeah, of course. I think I've done everything as an amateur now. I've medaled at the Worlds, Europeans, now the Olympics. The amateurs are done for me now. It's the biggest steps for pro now. So next time you see me in that ring, I'll be a pro. It's just who with, really. And I'm excited. I think I'll bring a decent crowd out. I'll bring a lot of haters out, a lot of supporters, but they'll be coming to watch me do something in that ring.
You think you got a lot of haters?
100%. You see the hair, you see the wrist. There's a lot of haters, but I love the haters because they're the ones who'll be paying to see me.
And obviously, making your pro debut, there's a few big decisions to be made. Obviously, you just mentioned there, you're not sure who it's going to be with, but you're well connected with AJ. You're going to be signed with 258, do you believe?
It's no comment, man. You just got to sit down with everybody, see all the offers, because I'm in a great position now where a lot of people want to come on board, and I got the pick of the bunch, really. So what I got to do with me and my dad and Joby Clayton and all my team behind me, we've got to sit down, and there's no rush, really, because a lot of people want to rush in head first, and then you never know what can happen. It's the pro game and you only get one shot at it. So I'm going to sit down, see what my options are, weigh them all up, and whatever I pick, it'll be the right option for me.
And who are you going to be working with? Joby still going to be with you and everyone else at Firewalk, or have you got a new team?
Of course, they're my day one since a kid. My dad and Joby Clayton, and Firewalker's always been behind me, Steve O'Rourke and Bruce as well. But you never know. I'm going to go around a few gyms as a pro in America, hopefully. And we'll see.
Okay, I didn't know about that. So America, talk to me a little bit about that. What's kind of inspired you to go out there, and have you got any gyms in mind and any trainers in mind that you'd like to maybe give you a few lessons?
Yeah, well, me as a Great British boxer, I want to put big shows in Great Britain. There already is, but of course I want to put my stamp on it. So I've been making my name here first, and I'd like to touch American waters. I think I got that style and flash that the American fans would like. And trainer-wise, I've just got to try them. Of course, I'm going to have Joe be there, but it would be good to add another addition to the team. So the best thing to do is just try them out for a week, see what they're like, and whoever I click with, I'll bring to the team.
Who, past or present, which boxer do you think kind of inspired you the most, but also which one do you think you are the most similar to?
Alright, so I've got a little, you see the hair, it's a mixture, my style's a mixture. I like
That's Dennis Rodman style hair.
Hey, leave that to yourself. But I've got Pernell Whittaker. The last name speaks for itself, but he's sweet, man, just like me. Then you've got Mario Kindlin, who won a gold medal, beat Amir Khan. He's the first person I proper studied. He had the art nailed down, hit and not get hit. And then I'm a tall boxer, but I like my body shots. So you got the Tommy Hearns, and I really like James Toney. I think he did. A lot of people don't mention him, but he was the boy, man. And of course, Roy Jones.
And you've just mentioned Roy Jones. Obviously, he should have got the gold, ended up getting the silver. But obviously, because straight after the fight, you weren't happy with the silver, which we'll get onto. But obviously, you see the likes of Deontay Wilder, who's called the Bronze Bomber because he won bronze. You see Shakur Stevenson, who's gone on to do big things. Does that kind of inspire you when it comes to the medal you got? Because obviously, at the start, you weren't happy, like you pocketed the medal and everything like that.
The Olympics is one of those. At the end of the day, when you look back at it, it's just an experience. I'm a winner at the end of the day, so I don't go there for nothing else than gold. You look at Muhammad Ali, he won gold, and look what he did. But like you said, there's people like Teofimo Lopez. He lost in his first fight and is unified world champion. So it just shows the Olympics is a great platform. It's a great learning experience, and to come away with anything's perfect for me, really. But in the moment, no one wants to go for silver. I wanted gold, but like I said, there's past and present boxers who didn't get a gold, and they're doing very well for themselves. So it kind of shows where I'm at.
Talk about that a bit more. Why is it, what in it, like the winner's mentality thing made you like not so happy? Because obviously I understand the point, you wanted a gold and you didn't want anything else. But what is it about that winner's mentality that will just settle for nothing less?
It's just something I've grew up with since a kid. Even when I do, when I'm not happy sometimes because I want to perform. But when I'm playing PlayStation with my mates and I lose, I ain't talking to them. If I'm down at GB and we're doing sprints and I lose, I'm not talking to them. It's just the way I've been brought up, and I'll never change my mentality. And in GB was leading up to the Olympics. You didn't hear the coaches say, come on, fight for that silver medal, come on, fight for that bronze medal. It was gold, 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 and that's anybody talked about. So when you don't get the gold, why would I be happy? Of course, I've looked back now, I'm excited. Well, not excited, I'm happy with the achievement I've got. But it's just bigger steps now, I'm on to bigger things, and this is just something for the mum and dad to show off.
And I've got a quote here. This is straight after the final. This feeling will stick with me. I don't want to feel like this again. How is that kind of the similar mentality? You just don't have that in you to lose, and it's going to stick with you for a while.
Of course, the amateur game, I've took a few losses, but I've always learned from them. And if anyone's seen me, I've never come out of that ring with a loss and been like, yeah, it's on. I've always cried. I've always been upset because I hate that feeling. But being on national TV, all the eyes on me in an Olympic final, it hit me different. And like I said another quote, you don't win silver, you lose gold. And I think that speaks for itself. I've got this because I didn't get gold, and that's it. It's nice to show off, it matches the watch. Everyone can make jokes about it, but at the end of the day, I didn't come back with what I wanted, and that's that.
Would you have got a gold watch if you got a gold medal? Or was it just coincidence?
It's just coincidence, you know. I think silver matches my skin tone, so I think it was God's sign to say, yeah, man, silver's you.
And then obviously we had the celebration homecoming, which I went to in Wolverhampton on Monday. You didn't even have jet lag or anything, but everyone was coming up to you. Like I was there for about 2 hours, and you literally had one bite of your food, photos non-stop. What did you make of that night, seeing all your family and friends for the first time? And kind of like I was mentioning at the start, are you kind of adapting to maybe a little bit of local fame and the programme as it will be?
Yeah, well, like you said, I sat down and had like one mouthful and that was it. But at the end of the day, that's what my job entitles, really. I've got to give back to the people that were supporting me. And for them to be there and spend the night with me, it meant a lot. So all I could do is just take a few signatures, photos and whatnot, just to give back. But like I said, since a kid I've been watching the Mayweathers and all the big shows, and I said to myself, one day that will be me, and I've always strived for that. So I knew I'm going to be that type of guy, do you know what I mean? So when that happens and people ask for photos, it's not a shock to me. It might sound cocky, might sound big-headed, but I've always envisioned myself in that position, and it's coming into fortune now.
And obviously, talking about envisioning, we've spoken about going pro, but specifically on the promoter side of things, who do you look at now as someone that can escalate your career? I know Eddie Hearn, clearly, I spoke to him yesterday. He said he would like to sign you. Is he someone, and Matchroom and DAZN, people that you'd like to go with?
That's another one. They're all great in their own way, really. You've got Eddie, who's gone into the zone. You've got Sky Sports making noise again. You've got Frank Warren, who still puts good shows on. And Top Rank, so I can't really jump into anyone's hands right now. I've got to sit down with them, see what they offer. And whoever's got the best plan for me and the route for me to get world titles, I'm their boy, really.
100%. Now, I want to talk, just before we go, about your aim in the programme. Obviously, every pro wants to be a world champion, but are you going to be the style of boxer who is going to go from kind of like AJ, where he went to the top and just fought killers straight, and he hasn't gone from... He's gone from fighting Charles Martin, and then he's gone like Andy Ruiz, Povetkin, Takam, like killers non-stop? Or are you going to kind of pick your opponents a bit more, kind of, I don't know, do you know what I'm trying to say?
What are you trying to say? Some cherry picker, come on.
Yeah.
But now, of course, not. At the end of the day, you've got to have the right team for the right time for the right fights. But I'm a boxer and a fighter at the end of the day. Whoever's in front of me, I'll fight. Obviously, the fans want exciting fights. I want to deliver exciting fights, so I'm in it for the big names. Another thing is, I'm a GB boxer. A lot of people are GB boxers, and the class itself as amateur standouts. I really believe I am a standout, and when I jump in that ring, it will show.
What has Team GB done for you then? Obviously going to the Olympics, but we see likes of Saul, who I spoke to yesterday, and he said it's done so much for him and he didn't go to the Olympics. But how does that develop you as a fighter?
What it does is, a lot of people say GB this, GB that. Really, it's down to the person herself. I truly believe you can go there and not learn anything, or you can go there and learn so much about you. I was there, 18-year-old skinny 75-kilo kid, and I didn't really learn too much from the coaches. I'm not blaming them or saying anything, but they can't really teach you too much. It's down to the person, it's down to your mindset. When you go to these tournaments and you take a little loss, do you learn from it? Do you stay the same person? And that's what learned for me. It was like I'd go to the tournaments and I'd lose my shape and do things and lose. I'd sit back with my dad, and my dad said, "What's this rubbish, man? What you doing?" I said, "Okay." So the next bar I'd work on that, then the next bar I'd work on that, and then it's just moulded me as a person. Not only that, it's given me a bit of maturity, because I was a little kid, really. I was bouncing around the walls. I never really flew across the country. Now I was flying across the country every week or every month. So it was just a different lifestyle, really. And it was like you're training 3 times a day. You're getting up in the morning. You've got a routine. So things like that just make you a proper athlete, and it will stick with me now because I know what standard it is, and I need to be at that standard.
Well, I appreciate your time, bro. You know the food that you didn't eat the other day? I'm sure you've been eating plenty of good food since you've been back.
Of course. Well, Tokyo, luckily enough, it was a 24/7 dining hall, so I was killing it. But I'm gonna have 2 weeks of eating what I want, and I'm back to it, man. Getting ready for the pros next year.
What you got planned for the 2 weeks off?
Like I said, eat, sleep, and repeat, man. I don't want to hear nothing or see nothing about boxing. We're doing this interview, but it's just got to be done. But boxing and all that's to the back of my mind right now, because it's been so. The foot's been on the pedal for like 4 or 5 years now, so it's good to have a two week little break. Just music, friends, family, things like that. Then, when you get serious, we're gonna be there, man. You'll hear a lot about Ben Whittaker.
Can we expect any tunes?
You're gonna be a couple bangers, I'm telling you. Now I got the wrist. You're gonna see this in every music video, man.
Watch the thumbnail. It's just gonna be the wrist and then something else, man. Yes. Get the gold medal as well, actually, for the thumbnail of the video. Silver. See, we got people walking past, knowing Ben. Yeah, nice, and the wrist as well. That's it, man. Really appreciate your time. Listen, one more thing before we need to get gone. What have you got to say to the people that have been supporting you, the people that are watching now? What can they expect from you next?
Yeah, so everybody who's behind me, I really appreciate. Of course, my DMs and Facebook, Twitter, everything you can name has been going through the roof, so I can't really reply to you all because I'll be going all night. But I truly thank you from the bottom of my heart. And the next time you see me in that ring, you'll see a different Ben. Of course, I'm flashy, I'm skillful, but if the knockout's there, I'm going to take it, man. Just watch.
Nice one, man. Thank you. Sweet.